Yo.
Welcome to Hitman Boxing. Hit that like and subscribe button. Deontay Wilder feels like Anthony Joshua only wants to fight because the pressure is on him. And we're going to get on that in just a second, but we got to backtrack to this past weekend. Deontay Wilder versus Dominic Breazeale. Yes, I saw that fight. Yes, I saw Dominic Breazeale get knocked out in the first round, and it was a brutal knockout. Shout out to Lisa Fan. Lisa Fan predicted that this fight was going to go just like the second Stavern fight, and I was dying, laughing, watching Breazeale get knocked out in that first round. And I told you guys that Deontay Wilder wasn't going to lose to Dominic Breazeale. There was no way he was like it makes no sense. All right, Dominic Breazeale's an average fighter. Okay, we saw what happened when he got into the ring with an elite fighter in Anthony Joshua, and he got whooped. He got whooped by Wilder too. All right, but the good thing I will say about the whole situation between Wilder and Breazeale is they had all that bad blood going into this fight. And, after the fight, they seem to be cool, and there seems to be no animosity amongst these guys. At the end of the day, it's good that there's no outstanding beef between these guys, man. They both brothers at the end of the day, so they gotta feed off of one another, man. And I get, all the anger and all the animosity that both of these guys have for each other, but I'm glad they were able to squash the beef and move on from this. But let's get into this video. Actually, the fight actually did 1 million views too on Showtime, so that was a success. I mean, Deontay Wilder always does decent on Showtime anyway, but let's get into this whole Joshua situation because this is where things start to get a little misconstrued, okay? I'm going to read off one of Deontay Wilder's statements. I'm hearing a lot of things, but I do have people behind scenes, and they say Joshua won it. They say he wants it, no matter, his feelings of fear or whatever. He wants to make the fight happen because the pressure is on him. When you're the fighter, most of the pressure is on you. Like I said, you can be the promoter, you can be the manager and stuff, but you don't never have to enter the ring, not a day in your life. But as a fighter, we don't want that negative energy. That's like we're the ones that's holding it up, or we don't want the fights. Deontay Wilder's statement. So, Eddie Hearn has recently said that he thinks that the next fight that needs to be made is Wilder versus Joshua. So I'm in agreement with that. I think that is the next fight that needs to happen. Wilder had a brutal knockout of Dominic Breazeale. I think Anthony Joshua is going to follow up with a really good showing against Andy Ruiz. From what I can tell, he's taking the training for that very seriously. He's not taking Andy Ruiz lightly, which he probably shouldn't, but Andy Ruiz, again, just like the Breazeale and Wilder situation, Andy Ruiz is not going to beat Anthony Joshua. There's not going to be any surprises there, all right? He should get a win via knockout. I think Andy Ruiz got one loss, and that was to he's got one loss, right? He's got one loss. So, check this shit out, man. The whole problem with the Wilder and Joshua situation, is the fact that a lot of people feel like they're more important than what they really are, or they feel like their star power is higher than another person's star power. And I get you don't want to take less money. I get that your pride won't allow you to do that, but in situations, especially in boxing, sometimes you have to do that. We'll see how Anthony Joshua fares, at least his reception in New York, for his American debut. We'll see how that goes. Obviously, Wilder had a successful event. We'll see if Joshua has a successful event. Let's read off a couple more statements from Deontay Wilder. Like Lennox and Bo, we've seen him physically throw the belt in the garbage can. His promoter, his manager did that for him, so that's already indicated that he didn't want that fight. And he got to deal with that for the rest of his life. In this situation, it's at a point in time where I say we was going to smoke him out, and boy, are we doing that. And now Joshua, there's pressure on him. He wants the fight to happen, But the thing is, he signed with Matchroom, which, Eddie Hearn and the people, they got him to this point, so he can only do so much. Okay, Deontay Wilder's statement. So is it a matter of Anthony Joshua not wanting to fight, or is it his management team that doesn't want to fight? Like, you're contradicting yourself. You contradict yourself many times in that statement. So what is it? Is it Matchroom? Is it Joshua being scared? Because I don't believe he's afraid of Deontay Wilder because he's tried to make the fight. He's been trying to make the fight. You've been the only setback. You're the reason why the fight hasn't happened. Let's get into another Deontay Wilder statement. He's only limited to what he can say and what he can do. We thought that he read everything, being that he's the talent, and that's what people come to see. They come to him when they come to his country. They're not talking about anybody else. They're talking about him, as they should. But we found out once he got into negotiations, he don't have all the say-so. So not only does he has to want it, but they have to want it as well. All right, that's the last statement I bring off from Deontay Wilder. So he's saying that, Joshua can say that he wants to fight, but he feels like his team has to be on board with that as well. And Anthony Joshua doesn't have 100% control, and with regard to where his career moves. Well, Deontay Wilder, it sounds like you don't have much say in where your career goes either, because you were offered a shit ton of money to fight over on DAZN or whatever, and you decided not to take that money. You decided to make pennies over at Showtime, which I don't understand. I'm sure he got at least $1 million or $2 million for Brazil, but you could be making a lot more money if you chose to sign off on some of these contracts. You would have made some of your career high paydays by signing on to fight Anthony Joshua. But, you've already said that you're not going to fight Anthony Joshua in 2019. You talk about your negotiations, but, we don't know this to be truth. We just know that the fight isn't getting made. And personally, I'm getting kind of tired of this Deontay Wilder, Anthony Joshua fiasco. We know we know Deontay Wilder's going to fight Luis Ortiz next, or he's going to fight Adam Kalinacki next. He's already had all this stuff mapped out. But matter of fact, both of these guys already got their next few opponents lined up, and neither one of them, what they're going to do is they're going to milk this to the end. But, dude's going to make a mistake because Deontay Wilder, honestly, his star power is increasing. Let's be honest. His star power is increasing. I'm starting to see him pop up more on shit that I normally don't see him on. So they might want to try to take this fight sooner rather than later. As a boxing fan, I just want to see the fight. I don't care who wins the fight, honestly. If it's Wilder, if it's Joshua, it makes no difference to me. And I'm pretty sure it makes no difference to anyone else out there who has a channel. And if you're the LDBC, they just want the fight. So, look, the minute the Wilder-Joshua fight gets signed, everyone's going to get inundated with Wilder and Joshua videos. And, we already make enough of those videos as it is, But the big payoff is going to come on fight night. That's when everybody's going to cash out. And then that's it. Let me know what you guys think. Is Deontay Wilder ducking Anthony Joshua? Is Anthony Joshua ducking Deontay Wilder? Does Anthony Joshua want the fight, or is it just a matter of him wanting to fight and Eddie Hearn not wanting to put him in the ring with Deontay Wilder? I think he wants to fight. He does have something to prove. Both of these guys got shit to prove. We look at Deontay Wilder, we look at his overall body of work, and it's shit. So he's definitely got something to prove. Both of these guys should want to become undisputed. That should be the goal. Anthony Joshua went around collecting all these belts while Deontay Wilder held on to the same old belt when he could have fought in unification bouts but chose not to. A lot of people are saying that Anthony Joshua's scared. He's got a lot to prove as well. Can he become undisputed? Can he beat Deontay Wilder? Can he avoid that right hand? I think overall Anthony Joshua has more skill than Deontay Wilder. It's just you can't deny that right hand by Deontay Wilder is very. You know what? You can't even call Deontay Wilder a skillless boxer. He does have some skill. He sets up that right hand. He set that right hand up perfectly against Brazil. You know, if Anthony Joshua can avoid that right hand, which is going to be fucking him almost impossible, he's going to get hit by that shit. But if he can avoid that right hand, I think he could beat Deontay Wilder, honestly. You know, but only one man has really walked out of that shit, and that's Tyson Fury. And he don't seem to want that fight no more. We'll see how things go, but 2019 is probably not the year where we see Deontay Wilder versus Anthony Joshua. So, in the meantime, just enjoy both of these guys' fights. Enjoy Anthony Joshua versus Andy Ruiz. You know, hopefully Deontay Wilder's in the crowd. Like, the thing is, hopefully they let Wilder in the crowd. Hopefully there's some sort of face-off. That would be great. I mean, tell me that wouldn't be great for boxing if both of these dudes had a stare down. I think it would be great. And I think it would, you know, a lot of the Joshua naysayers would be like, oh shit, okay, he bought that life. But at the end of the day, Anthony Joshua is making a ton more money than Deontay Wilder. He's more popular than Deontay Wilder. So, really, you got to wait for Anthony Joshua, bro. Hitman Boxing, drop a comment, like the video, subscribe. I'm out.